No, we don't believe that either. Stop with the nonsense. Coach Greg, and today we're going to go over Claire Thomas. Claire Thomas, extremely popular Instagrammer. She also does things on YouTube. I'm going to let you know, is she natural? Is she not natural, or is she a combination of both? I'm also going to give you a background on her story. I'm going to let you know what she's all about. She's around 25, 26 years of age, okay? She used to be a high-level track athlete, clearly had gifted genetics. As you know, when you look at somebody, if they're natural or not, you look what kind of genetics they have, because if they pick the right parents, they have a greater chance of looking amazing when they get older. She competed in CrossFit just for fun, nothing too serious, just to try it out, but not to the level of being drug tested at the elite level games, okay? Just for fun. She used to compete in university, and I believe she did heptathlons or a combination of several different track and field events. She's a high-level sprinter, strong, and has an incredible, amazing physique. So looking back to her old photos, back to when she was a teenager, she had an incredible physique, a ton of muscle. Then I saw less muscle. A little bit after that, less muscle. Then I saw more muscle. And then I saw less muscle. Then I saw more muscle. And then less muscle. She made several posts saying, look at this, I gained 10 pounds on the photo, and right is 10 pounds of muscle. And compared to the left, and look at me now. And then next year, it's like, look again, I gained all this amazingness. And then it's like, well, how come you keep gaining so much awesomeness? And how come you make so many transformation photos, okay? When you're natural the entire time, you expect slow and steady gains, which diminish over time, okay? When you're young, like in the teen years, you're gonna gain a lot. When you're very young, the gains come quickly. It's called newbie gains. Then slowly over the years, the gains, they slow down. Did they slow down for her? Nope. Well, how come she looks so good here and not so good here? And how come she gained so much muscle and then it's been a back and forth? And I'm like, this is cycles on and off, people. This is what I personally believe. I think she's been on PDs for years, and that sometimes she's on them and sometimes she's off of them. It makes sense based on the photo evidence and the fact that she's claiming these things in her captions, okay? I'm not making this up. I'm just saying what she's saying in terms of how much muscle she's put on. I'll let it up to you, okay? If you had a gun to your head and you were forced to decide and your life depended on it, you had to pick one or the other, natural or not natural, what would you think, okay? It's not that it's impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible to look like that natural. 1 in a million can do it. Is she that one person in a million that is? I'm saying I don't think so. There's a question as to maybe it's possible, and if you're a big hardcore fan of her, of course you're going to say I'm a hater, but I'm just telling you what I think. There's no harm here. I'm just saying what I think. I just don't think it. If she's actually natural, imagine how much of a huge compliment this is. Oh my God, Coach Greg doesn't think it's possible that I'm natural. That's a huge compliment. Maybe she's going to say, well, I look so much bigger here because I just took time off from the gym and I laid in bed and I didn't train at all. But I don't think she's got that mentality. I think she goes harder than last time all the time. I think she trains excessively hard. I'm going to read some quotes and show you why I think so. A fit body wasn't just handed to me or passed down as a family tradition. I have worked my ass off for years to get to where I am today, and I still know I have a ways to go. She's worked her ass off for years to get to this point, yes, but she still has a ways to go? Really? She's not good enough yet? She still has a ways to go. Sorry, but if you're natural, the newbie gains are over. You can't get better forever. You're not a teenager anymore. It's going to slow down. So if you really feel you have a ways to go, the only ways to get any further is with PEDs. You can't just improve forever. It's not like you're Jeff Cavalier. You can't get better forever when you're natural. In fact, I have forever to go because I never want to stop improving. I never want to stop improving. Neither do I. But guess what? Even with HRT, even with PEDs, you're eventually not going to be able to improve. I'll never be fully satisfied. That's just who I am. Does that sound like the mentality of a Natty or like someone who wants to improve at all costs? I mean, I'm just swiping through and I see some pictures that are just ridiculous. Like she's so shredded with so much muscle. And then others where she's like still looking clearly amazing, but with way less muscle and less lean. So she's clearly up and down all over the place. Some photos she's leaner than others. I mean, to me, it's obvious that she's not natural because she's changing in her looks so much. And it's not like I care. Like, who cares? She can look the way she wants, take what she wants. I fully support her to take whatever the heck she wants, and I'm not saying she's doing anything illegal either. She's happy and healthy. Clearly, she's super healthy. So why can't she do this? I'm just saying, I don't think she's natural. It's not like she's claiming she is, not like she's lying. All right, so on the left, you can see she has somewhat of an ab, and she has some quads, but then on the right, she's a shredded machine. So remember, this is after years of training. She's already been in the gym for years. She already looked like an amazing muscle woman machine well before this, okay? But look at this transformation. 365 days ago versus today. Would you believe me if I told you over 10 pounds heavier now than I did a year ago? Clearly she looks it. I mean, you don't think she looks 10? Would you believe me? Yeah, of course, everyone believes you. Look at it. Would you believe me if I told you I eat about 1,000 more calories a day now than I did a year ago? Yep, I believe that too. Believe me when I say that those numbers on the scale staring up at you don't matter. No, they don't matter at all unless you're tracking how much pounds of muscle you put in a year. Natural. So I get what she's trying to say. You can go up in the scale and look better and leaner, and it doesn't mean it's fat. So some people they're actually so obsessed that if the scale goes up, they think it's a bad thing. But these are odd people. They don't really understand science. They don't know that you can actually gain muscle. Does anyone think she got fat in this photo when she gained the 10 pounds? Believe me when I say that food is fuel, and most of you are actually under eating. No, we don't believe that either. Stop with the nonsense. Oh, you're all under eating. So essentially, this is the message she just said, which pisses me off. This is the first time I'm freaking reading this. You need to eat more because then you look like me. You get more shredded, bigger muscles, and leaner. Nope. Take PDs and do more cardio and exercise more, gain a lot more muscle, build up your metabolism, maybe. But if you're natural and you up 1,000 calories because you're under eating, most of you are under eating. Okay, Claire, most people are overweight or obese. The average person is not anorexic. Look at society. Are most people underweight in North America at least? Or are most people overweight, have a higher body fat percentage than they want, or higher BMI score, whatever method you want to define obesity as or being overweight? Are most people underweight? Yeah, the average person undereats now. You need to all eat more. This is why you're all overweight. You eat not enough food. You're undereating. No, don't say that. Stop spreading lies, telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You want to hear you're undereating, don't you? Oh, you're undereating. Oh, just eat more. Yeah, I can't wait to just eat more. That's what you want to hear, of course. I would love that message. Mom and Dad, you put on 30 pounds over the last 10 weeks. You know what? It's because you're undereating. Add about 1,000 calories. And look at this girl. And... Or who sounds more fun to listen to? Coach Greg says I have to put the fork down to lose weight and do cardio and move more. She says we're all under eating and need more calories. You need to be specific. If you're specifically targeting people who are anorexic and say you're under eating, then say that. Most of you are anorexic and under eating. Most people are not anorexic on this planet. Most people are overweight. Can't believe. Look at the cap delts, the biceps, the shoulders, the traps. Does that look natural even to the slightest? And in 1 year, if you had said, I did this in 10 years natural, I'd been like, I don't think so. And it's 1 year. You know what's worse? She looked smaller 365 days ago than she did before that. So she looks smaller in the before photo than the before photo. She's bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger. She's cycling. This is not the cycling she's doing. Not with a friggin' bicycle like I just got. I stand corrected. She's literally also cycling. I mean, what does this woman not do? So on top of all that muscle she's done, she's a triathlete too. She just does it all. Isn't that amazing? But all natural. She has all that muscle that competes running, swimming, biking, natural, and looks like that, and gain all that muscle. Incredible, natural. Love it. Race face in full effect, RN, because tomorrow is the big day. I honestly never thought I'd do a triathlon. I did triathlons for 13 years. I started when I was 13 years old, did my first triathlon. She just, I'm just gonna do a triathlon and got more muscle after. She's trying to look healthy to be healthy. I'm just telling you, not gonna do it natural, get this kind of result. Basically, I wasn't cut out for this sport, but you know what? That's exactly why I signed up for the Chattanooga Half Ironman. Not only does she do a friggin' triathlon, she does a half Ironman. That's like 2 triathlons in a row. That's a major triathlon. That's not something you just creep. I haven't even done a half Ironman. That's a friggin' incredible, like 6 to 10 hour friggin' endurance event. I'm just gonna enter it natural with all the oh my goodness, she's incredible. It's amazing. You guys have no idea how impressive this is. I mean, look at the photo of her back here, leaning against the friggin' railing here. I mean, are you kidding? All I can see is a striated lower back Christmas tree, like a full back, like I'm talking a bodybuilder's back, not just like I work out. If you said, look at this girl and she's not natural, I would say, wow, look how good she looks, even considering that she's using performance enhancers. She looks ridiculously good, even with enhancements. But you're telling me she's natural and looks like that while doing triathlons and doing every sport and just, I mean, the chances are probably 1 in 10 million that she's natural. Let's talk about whether or not lifting weights makes a woman bulky. This is actually why I did this, Natty or not, and I kind of went on a tangent because I was like, come on, you're not natural, stop, no. But this is why I actually did this video. Women, lifting weights is not going to make you bulky. You think you're gonna join the gym and all of a sudden look like Hercules or even look like her? Oh, I put 10 pounds of muscle. Oh, I gained 10 pounds and I ate 1,000 calories more a day and it's all muscle and got ripped. No, you can train your ass off harder than last time every single day as hard as you can and eat perfectly and train perfectly. And in a year, you're not looking bulky. No. With steroids, maybe. But to look bulky, you look bulky when you have too much fat. It's not too much muscle. Too much muscle doesn't make you look bulky. It makes you look muscular. Okay? Women who look bulky from lifting weights, most of them are on steroids, okay? So if you're natural and you're a female and you want to join the gym, you're not going to look bulky at all, okay? You're going to look better, at least in most people's eyes. Some people, if they prefer anorexic and they don't like any muscle at all, yeah, you're not going to look as good because you're going to have more muscle. But it's bulky comes from body fat. These pictures are taken almost 2 years apart, December to now. I've put on over 12 pounds of muscle since then. I eat 1,000 calories more now, and guess what? I lifted equally as hard in the gym than as I do now. Does that make sense? So do you think you could just magically eat 1,000 extra calories while being natural and go from that to that in 2 years? And remember, that's 12 pounds in 2 years. What about that year before? Remember she put on 10 pounds in the 1 year? Remember we just talked about that? So she actually put on 10 pounds in that first year and 12 here. Gaining mass does not happen overnight. And the muscular women you see likely work their asses off. She doesn't even dare go there. You know where there is? They take PEDs. They're on steroids or SARMs. Growth hormone. She didn't even dare go there. You say things in a certain way so that you don't lie. No one wants to be a liar. It's hard to lie. It's not comfortable saying a lie. Like if I stood here and said, I'm not on HRT, it's hard. It's not fun. You want to say the truth. People want to be truthful. So she doesn't want to say, look, if you gain a lot of muscle, like 10 pounds in a year, you're probably on steroids because it makes her look like she's on them. So she wants to avoid it, okay? Very easy to read between the lines. Maybe I have a gift to do this. I can just tell reading between the lines, she doesn't want to admit that she's on PEDs. She also doesn't want you to think that she's on them. So she doesn't want to have that enter your mind. So she carefully chose those words so that you don't have that thought. It doesn't come into your head. She's like, they worked hard because she wants you all think that she worked hard for her gains, which of course she did. But she also probably took PEDs. But she doesn't want you to think that because society judges you and say, oh, it's just a steroid. That's why you look like you do. That's what's happening in the real world. You see, it takes serious conscious effort to gain lean mass and to eat properly to sustain it, especially as a woman. And you need PEDs to gain over 10 pounds of muscle in a year as a woman when you're natural. When you're natural and you're a woman, you're not gaining over 10 pounds of muscle. Even with newbie gains, extremely unlikely. And she was well past her newbie gains, okay? So after years of gaining muscle, expect to have a law of diminished returns. You're gonna gain at a slower rate. Yet her rate, it grew exponentially. By the age of 19, she already had a better build than 99% of women will ever attain. But yet she's saying motivational advice is it takes so long. It's such a long journey. I would believe that if she said, here's my before photo and here's me in a year. I put on 1 pound of muscle. And she said, you see, it takes years of hard work to gain muscle. You don't expect it overnight. Here I trained my ass off for a year and I gained 1 pound, maybe 2 in the year. That to me would be more truthful. But when you gain over 10 pounds in a year and you say you added 1,000 calories to your diet because y'all are under eating, that doesn't motivate me. It's lying to me. That is a lie. It's called more spews. You know what it is. More spews for more views. That's what it is. Telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. I wanted to just do this video about her message about bulking and that women should lift weights, but I had to tell you the truth. I'm telling you all what I think about it. I'm just speaking out loud here. Last thing, tennis friend. Ladies, please don't be afraid of lifting weights and gaining strength. Exactly. See, that's the message I wanted to share, but I had to go on that tangent as well. Why would you be afraid of lifting weights and gaining strength? That's not a bad thing ever. How could that be bad? Don't worry, you aren't going to look like the Hulk after a week or a month or even a year. It's good for you, I promise. She could reword it. Don't worry, you're not gonna get the gains that I made in a year because you're training natural. If you go on steroids or PEDs, you might gain a lot of muscle real quick. So be careful if you do venture into that because there are some negative health consequences. Be safe and be healthy. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IB Pro. Blooping up 2 videos. Sorry I had to speak the truth. And until next time, I am out. This is not the cycling she's doing. Not with a friggin' bicycle like I just got.